Yes sir, we back up in this thing. Today we got an insane video. These TikToks been popping off, bro, already. So I'm excited to hop up into this. But before we do, y'all know I'm new to YouTube. So go ahead and like this video so we can get it published to the world. Everybody can hear it. And go ahead and sub to the channel, man. We already at 230 something in a couple months, man. The growth is insane. Thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Welcome. Let's build this community together. Again, I want you guys to have just as much input as I do. But with that being said, man, let's hop straight into this video.
Something is happening around the world. Animals are going around in circles. For days and nights,
bro,
they don't stop.
I've been seeing this shit on the internet. What is this?
Scientists cannot explain why.
It's gotta be a vortex, an energy vortex. But does that mean it's a portal? Question mark?
They are more connected to the Earth than we are. Do you think they know something we don't?
Hell yeah.
What's causing this phenomenon?
They like, no, you go in front. No, you go in front. No, you go, bro. Fuck that. All right.
What do you think is happening?
Nah, for real, it look like some crazy shit. They not talking about that in the news
Comment
either.
your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think is going on.
It's like they getting in formation, ready to mob. Oh yeah, y'all peep. I'm in full regalia today. Let's go. Let's get it.
So I was scrolling.
Tell me what y'all think in the comments of that video, man. What is that vortex?
We live in a post-apocalyptic realm.
Big ass head.
Life was
That's
much
unmistakable.
larger.
Look at those
The
feet.
evidence is all around us. This is no mere trick of the eyes or a few coincidences. The rocks were alive.
Huge.
Ooh, y'all think that's real? Are them
Talks
pictures
about
real?
them being giants, but how big were they? Numbers 13:33 says when they saw the giants, the sons of Anak, that they were like grasshoppers in comparison to them. And if we did this size comparison, they would be absolutely massive. The book of Enoch also talks about some of these great giants being up to 450 feet tall. And that would make a lot more sense of the grasshopper comparison. So if these things are so massive, where did their bodies go? Like the video clip I showed earlier, a lot of people believe that they were turned to stone. I believe when the Great Flood happened, these things were covered with so much mud and water, there was a lack of oxygen and they became petrified. And we do have examples of organic matter turning into stone, like this bird right here that was completely petrified. There's even a rare condition
Supporting
called
details.
syndrome
That's
where
key
people's bones start
to presenting
turn
a
to
theory.
stone. And we've actually seen this since we were a kid. Every single fossil is something that was imprinted into stone. Like this fossil of a giant dragonfly. You see, everything was bigger before the flood, even the insects. And it's even possible people could have been a lot bigger back then. A lot of people in the Muslim faith think that Adam was 60 feet tall. And he wasn't a giant, he was just a regular person. I also found out that in Islam, they also teach that Adam had a daughter called Anak. And Adam's daughter Anak is also portrayed as evil. And if we go back to this verse in Numbers, we saw the giants, the sons of Anak. And I was sitting here thinking, Anak. What does that remind me of? The Anunnaki, or Anak.
Hey, me and him did the finger at the same time.
Do you think the giants could have gotten that massive? And is it possible that they were all petrified and they've been right in front of our face this whole time? And check out this video about the land they're hiding from us and where I think the Anak are. Also, check out this video right here about the craziest conspiracy you ever heard about the state of Oregon. And if you're one of my new followers, thank you so much for following me. And if you haven't followed me yet, make sure to hit that follow button right now. Stay safe out there, guys.
Real human.
Hey, y'all, people, when he talk, he be like, make sure you follow me. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Good hair. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna call you in 2 weeks so I can put that in and get a bang. You know, need a cute bang with this. Okay, cute. Real human hair.
I think it is. I mean, I think so. I mean, it looks like it. I know. I don't know.
What else are you wearing? This
Ain't that Julia Steinbecker or whatever her name
and
is?
this is Hans. The last name is German, and I can't
we're
pronounce
gonna help you out there. Yeah, so beautiful.
Thank you.
No, it's actually Hans. Like it was actually a person named Hans.
I actually did it.
She's wearing a person named Hans.
nice.
These right here.
That's
These are
insane, dude.
parasites. These are behind a lot of the diseases they all have. A parasite is an organism that lives on or in a host organism and gets its food from or at the expense of its host. There are three main classes of parasites that can cause diseases in humans: protozoa, hemites, and ectoparasites. Protozoas are microscopic one-celled organisms that can be free-living or parasitic in nature. There are four main groups of protozoas: Sarcodina, Mastigophora, Celiophora, and Sporozoa. Hemites are large multicellular organisms that are generally visible to the naked eye in their adult stages. Like protozoa, hemites can either be free-living or parasitic in nature. Their adult form hemites cannot multiply in humans. There are three main groups of hemites that are human parasites: flatworms, which can be fluke and tapeworms, thorny-headed worms, and also roundworms. These are how protozoan parasites look. And hemites. The main ones we want to focus on are hemites and protozoans. Some of the ways that parasites can affect the body is by indirectly affecting the behavior of the host, by disturbing metabolism, development, or immunity. Parasitic castrators drastically modify their host metabolism and reproduction, sometimes by secreting castrating hormones, changing their behavior and physiology to benefit the parasite. There's even something known as neuroparasitology. Neuroparasitology is an emerging branch of science that deals with parasites that can control the nervous system of the host. In some of those fascinating manipulations, the parasite taps into the host's brain neuronal circuits to manipulate the host's cognitive functions. Toxoplasma is categorized as a protozoan. It can radically
He
alter
an
the
airy
behavior of
talker.
hosts.
It's hard
Some
to hear
researchers
him.
estimate that as much as 30% of the people on Earth, more than 2 billion of us,
Y'all
are
hear that
carrying
little
toxoplasmas
whistle
in our
under his
brain
breath?
right now. Studies have found that cases of schizophrenia rose sharply around the turn of the 20th century when domestic cat ownership became common, which toxoplasma begins in cat feces. There's even a connection between parasites and cancer. Most parasites produce toxic waste. Some of them eat and destroy our cells.
Cats,
Some
man,
eat
I
our tissues,
always,
some steal our
like,
food. Some do all these
I don't
things.
mind
Decisions to
cats,
inflame when
but
such things
owning
happen,
one,
cancers
I
can
don't.
arise. This medical lab technician found that
I'm
every
more
single
of a
cancer patient he dealt with
dog
all had
kinda guy.
parasites. The theory of what's happening is that the parasites create tissue inflammation and destruction, which bogs down the immune system and provides fuel for cancer growth and invasion by yeast. Yeast feed on dying tissue and secrete more toxins that further destroy tissue, keeping the cycle of inflammation, which promotes cancer going. Parasites also play a role in herpes too. There are 100 different types of the herpes virus, and 8 of them affect humans. And if y'all didn't know, things like chickenpox, shingles, eczema, all
He
these
look
are
like
also
he's
forms of
straight
herpes.
from
This is the parasite that's
1964.
attached to herpes. It's a hemithworm. Its name is fast.
The way he wearing his hat and everything.
And this thing lays up to 26,000 eggs daily, which is why it's so hard to get rid of it. If you're someone that's constantly having stomach problems like abdominal pain, diarrhea, constipation, bloating, anything like that, you probably got parasites. And if you're someone with IBS and you're wondering what's wrong with you, parasites have been linked to IBS as well. Even something like anemia. Herbs for parasites are black walnut hull, greater wormwood, cloves, quassia, and cascara sagrada. Fall for more? Tap in, family.
Hey, y'all heard that? Run it back.
Let's do it. In the 6th page of the introduction to the researchers of the wars and the sports of the Mongols and the Romans, right, the writer hinted at having met with some indications of a connection between Asia and America long before the discovery of the New World by Columbus. From that time, he has kept this object in view. Look at this. And such has been the success of his further inquiries that he now ventures confidently to affirm that Peru and Mexico and other countries in America were conquered by the Mongols. And these Mongols were accompanied with elephants in the 13th century. Look at this, the Mexican Mongols who were from China direct, but being the same race and speaking the same language. It seems very probable that say that for yourself, in the 2 centuries would imitate some of the architectural conveniences and elegance of their political rival. Look at this, when these Mongols arrived, America, we shall see, was in the rudest condition. Suddenly 2 empires are founded with the pomp, ceremonies, and grandeur of Asiatic sovereigns. Look at that up there. Full in every respect to those of Genghis Khan's family, that their descent cannot for a moment be doubted. The Bogotans and the Natchez, right? The people of Ptolemaico on the Ohio all bear the strongest proofs of the same origin. All ancient entrenchments and inscriptions discovered in America as far as the Narragansett Bay and near Boston are there is every probability of Mongol origin. Yup. Wild elephants are found near Bogota, the probable descendants
That's
of those
crazy,
which accompanied
cause
the
like
expedition,
none of history
right? For had these
ever
animals been indigenous to America
is telling
and
us this
America,
shit,
they
man.
could not fail to exist. They're now in very great numbers. And this is talking about how the traditions of the Mexicans, right? The original Mexica and these Mongols started to mix themselves together. And they're saying that they see the practices are very similar to the Buddhists and all these different, the Tibet and Mongolia, man. Can you start to see it now? Tibet. This guy in Mexico. Tibet.
I
this
see
guy
it
in Mexico.
100%.
I know many have seen this picture before. But let's take a closer look. Do you see what I see?
Damn.
Does that look like they're sad that this woman down here is getting her eyes gouged out? Don't this person look like they're smirking at what's happening to these people right here? And peep the eagle, right? Now you tell me if I'm tripping.
Damn. You know it's some dirty shit about
Now, some of
history.
y'all know who this is, some of y'all don't, but just listen.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Sinclair?
Currently, I run a nonprofit in Cocoa building affordable housing.
Now, in 2008, when Obama announced his candidacy for president, you made some explosive allegations about him that dated back to some events that occurred in 1999. Is that the year that you
What
met
he
Barack
fucking
Obama?
do?
It is.
Where did you meet him?
Outside of a bar in Chicago.
What were you doing?
I was on a night out and had asked a limo driver if he knew anyone that would be interested in showing me around the town, and it was clear for the limo driver that I was looking for someone to enjoy the night with. The introduction was made through the limo driver.
And what happened?
We had
Don't say no
drinks.
wild shit about
I
Obama,
had
bro.
made some comments about wanting Coke, so we got in the limo and left, and we started drinking. I started snorting. He started smoking. I actually put my hand on his knee and started to rub up his thigh, and
No.
I performed oral sex on Barack Obama.
아,
Keep capping.
disgusting한 냄새가 나요. 아, disgusting shit.
Now, I don't know about
He
you,
cap.
I don't remember learning about Auguste Picard in history class.
This
Never.
guy was attaching metal steel balls to hydrogen balloons and seeing how high he could go in the sky. Literally. Super odd. He seemed to be a big influence on science and our history, but again, we don't really hear about him much. Maybe it's because he's a flat earther. As the first man to reach the stratosphere, he said, "It seemed a flat disc with an upturned edge." Obviously, that quote right there should tell you that's why you're not hearing about him anymore. This guy is a flat earther. Anybody that's a flat earther is not allowed to be in the public eye. But you know what they do in the public eye? Tell us the truth. This is an artist rendition of what Auguste Picard was doing when he went into the stratosphere, towards the firmament. And what I'm about to show you is a Hennessy commercial that was produced and posted for all of the public to see. This is called Revelation of Method. This is them showing you the truth to your face, and then nobody
Revelation
saying
of
anything
Method.
to NASA and having any problem with it. And just to get your mind in the right frame of reference here, before I play this clip of this commercial showing everybody the truth, this is what biblical cosmology looks like. There's a firmament here holding waters above, hence why the sky might be blue. And here's a bunch of our other ancestors' drawings of what they thought the shape of the earth was. You'll see happens over and over, the shape of the dome. But after you see this clip, let me know in the comments if you think that they're showing us the truth and everybody's just not realizing
They've
it.
been
If you wanna
showing us
know
the
more of
truth.
my thoughts, check out my link tree in my bio. I've got a podcast where I talk for 2 hours about things that I can't talk about here, but enjoy this commercial.
I remember this commercial, bro.
I want y'all to listen to this.
Man, that'd be terrifying, bro. That would just be fucking terrifying. What's in those waters?
Living there for 2,500 years. There is one continent inside the earth and one ocean. Their capital city is built around the original lost Garden of Eden. The vegetation grows like a paradise. The people live to be up to 800 years old. They communicate with
I don't want to live that
the
long.
inner earth people have built these androids that fly their flying saucers out to reconnoiter the outer earth. Our government has been knocking flying saucers out of the sky and back engineering these flying saucers. The people that live in the hollow earth are not extraterrestrials. They're from the lost tribes of Israel.
Now, most people will probably hear that video and think this man's talking crazy. Aliens, another world beneath us? Sounds like something Hollywood would make up. But believe it or not, it is truth that inspires fiction. Everything you learned about the inner earth is all a theory. We've never been there, nor do we truly know what lies beneath. However, there's scientific evidence that supports that there is indeed another ocean beneath our very own feet. It was discovered due to a volcanic eruption in Brazil that brought up a water-bearing mineral called ringwoodite. This mineral is found deep within the earth. It proved that wherever it's located, water can be found in abundance. What's interesting is the Bible mentions the fountains of the great deep breaking loose, insinuating that the waters from the great flood came from within. Waters above, waters below. There are also many other cultures who mention a world within our own. The Mayans mention it.
He's on to something that makes
There's a
sense.
of Islam teaching of Yaqub. He came from an advanced group of beings who could live well over 800 years.
My man Yaqub got a dome on him. Look at that. Boy, and look at my man's hairline. And look at my man's with the oblong spheroid.
Mentions how he traveled to the North Pole. He was escorted in by flying disc-shaped objects known as flugerods. He came across luscious green lands with prehistoric animals that were extinct on the surface world, as well as an advanced race of beings who lived in the cities within. He was quickly silenced by the Pentagon. As of recently, the government has declassified aliens acknowledging their existence. We now call UFOs unidentified aerial phenomena. If you notice, most of these craft come from underwater.
What was splashed? Mark bearing and range.
This leaves you to wonder, what's really at the center of the earth?
Heard of the lottery conspiracy theory? You know when you go inside of a gas station and you find lottery tickets and people buy them and they scratch them off in hopes of winning millions of dollars? What if I told you about the conspiracy theory that says the government created the lottery in order to catch time travelers? I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me, it's going to make a lot of sense. Okay, so people believe the government created the lottery.
Hey, that's
in order
interesting
to catch
as
time
fuck.
travelers. The chance of winning the lottery right now is about 1 in 14 million. So statistically, you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning. Now let's take a look at one of the most popular lotteries called the
Never win that shit.
You have a 1 in 300 million chance of winning this lottery. Or in other words, you would need to be struck by lightning 21 times back to back to back in order to win this lottery. So the odds of winning are nearly impossible, so that's why people believe the government created
Bro,
this
you never
lottery
win
for
that
time
shit. Who
travelers,
wins that
because the
shit?
time travelers would know exactly where to go and exactly which one. God, that was a mouthful to say, but make sure to like and follow.
Hey, I kind of believe that shit, but I never win, bro. I get the scratch offs too. I run a whole pack of them bitches, bro. I will run a whole row and always lose money, bro. That shit is bad. Stay away from the scratch offs, bro.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously ruin your life. This list shows all the conspiracy theories from the most normal ones we all know to the darkest of the dark that will change the way you literally see the world. And of course in this series we're going to be going from the top all the way down to the bottom. Come back, let's go for part 2. The Titanic didn't hit an iceberg. So we all know about the Titanic.
Everybody know that.
It's a famous ship that sunk, and it's commonly believed that it hit an iceberg. But this might change your mind. This is mental. There was of course survivors of the Titanic, and
They didn't tell y'all the truth, bro.
not one of them mentioned anything about an iceberg. What's crazy is a few people did say that there was a...
Hey, before he say that, I'm about to tell y'all exactly what he about to say. He about to say that the Titanic actually got hijacked by a group of Somalian pirates. Watch.
Fire. Interesting. Now go and look at this. Before the ship even set sail, you can see a burn area in the photo.
They burnt
There's
the
actually
hole.
Engine and boiler room right there. And if there was a fire in there, that's not ideal. Now, there's a couple of theories I'm going to talk about. The first one was that it never even hit an iceberg at all. It was actually an inside job done by people such as the Rothschild family, which I will make a video on. Very believable, has something to do with this burn mark. Now, the theory is there was a fire on the Titanic before it even set off, and this fire weakened the hull of the boat. Maybe there was an iceberg, but not as big as it's made out to be. It did hit this iceberg, and if there wasn't a fire, it would have been completely fine. Everyone would have just not even realised. But due to the hull and the ship already being weakened from the fire, that's what made it sink. I mean, that's a very believable theory. Let me know what you think in the comments down below.
Yeah, I mean, that's easily very plausible because of the steel and the melting point, etc., etc. But I was just bullshitting about the Somalian pirates, by the way.
It's conspiracy theories of all time, part 4. The Grinch has a well-known backstory about hating Christmas. However, eventually in the movie, his heart grows 3 sizes and he loves Christmas once again. But this story may continue longer than we think. It is clear that the Grinch isn't exactly right in the head, but during one of the Grinch's wacky stunts, he could have gotten a head injury.
That's my favorite
This injury
Grinch,
would
the
later
Jim
take
Carrey
a
one.
toll on him as he grew old and caused him to lose his memory. After him and his dog died, they were given a new life in a realm called Halloween Town, where they now lived as Jack Skellington and Zero. He later reunites with his love for Christmas, just like he had when he was alive. Both eventually wear a Santa suit, both deliver presents, and both have a doll companion. It may be possible that how the Grinch stole Christmas and—
Alright, look at the architectures. Like, that look like the Whoville mountain where my man's Grinch live. Y'all know what I'm talking about, bro. Tell me that don't.
Nightmare Before Christmas are tied together.
World's most dangerous conspiracy theories. This picture contains a list of conspiracy theories from the most well-known to the darkest. Welcome to Tier 9. Today we're going to be talking about the strange berry picker disappearances. God, that's a mouthful to say. In 2011, a man named David wrote a book called Missing 411. The book covers all of the most unsolved cases of people going missing in national parks. Some people would just wander off the trail, some would fall into the river, and some people didn't even know they were missing. Do you want to know what all of these people had in common right before they went missing? They were all picking berries. Stay with me, it's about to get crazy. One case is 6-year-old Lillian Carney, and in 1897, she went missing right after she was picking berries. According to her parents, she was here for 1 second and gone the next, almost like she just vanished. They notified the police, and around midnight, which was 12 hours later, they found her miles away from where she originally was, and they found her in a dazed trance. It gets even weirder. Police then started
Them
questioning
berries,
her on
boy.
how she went missing, thinking maybe the parents had something to do with it. The little girl didn't even remember walking, which is crazy because she was miles away from where she originally was at. On top of that, she said
Those
the sun
berries
shined
hit.
all the time, which would be impossible because it was midnight. Now, this didn't happen just once, but this has happened over 50 times. So are these people just mysteriously going missing in the woods? Or is there something darker here that we don't know about? Make sure to
Them
like and follow
berries
for more
strong
videos.
as hell. Hey, them berries sound crazy, bro. Like, go missing. It's like they all picking them berries. They hit them. They bang them bitches. They probably on the trail hitting them. They don't know them berries, like some crazy berries from another world, another dimension. They get caught up in the vortex somewhere, get spit out hours later. Like, they probably go crazy off the berries, bro. Hey, who coming with me to go find a handful of the berries?
Found out some
dog?
really disturbing things about Ellen DeGenerate, and I'm not worried about that creepy sweatshirt she's wearing. But as we watch this video, the camera creeps inside of her house, and you can see that weird evil thoughts picture. I looked up the artist, and he's into some really satanic stuff. And that's not even the weird thing. Look at this picture of Ellen sitting inside of her home. This is the picture that was right behind her. Now look at the letters on top. These are the same letters that you write out during satanic rituals. Look at this picture of her cutting her mother's hair. Now look at the picture above her head and try and figure it out. Oh my goodness.
Scariest conspiracy theories in the world that will seriously change your life. This is a list of the conspiracy theories in the world, ranking from the least
too
scary to
much.
most normal,
It's too
common known
much.
ones to the darkest.
Niggas
of the
need to
dark
just be
ones.
normal, bro.
Welcome. In this series, we're going to be going from the top, most normal ones you probably know, to the most disturbing ones, and the research is probably going to disturb me a lot.
I just wish shit was so
That
normal.
said, let's kick off part 1, Area 51, but not how you would imagine. So Area 51, we all know it. It's probably the biggest conspiracy theory out there, well, the most well-known one. And the biggest theory about this place as well. There's aliens living inside, or there was aliens in there. I don't know, but let me know what you think. This
Definitely.
guy right here is Bob Lazar. This guy claims that he was hired to work at Area 51 to reverse engineer alien craft. There's actually a documentary all about him. I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix. You may have seen it. And this guy is a very clever guy. He's not some nobody.
Yeah.
And first of all, this is his drawing of an alien spacecraft.
Yeah.
This is where it gets crazy. We all think this is the main Area 51, don't we? Maybe it is. Or is that what they want us to believe? Now, Bob claims that is not where stuff actually happens. It's located miles away, hidden in the desert. This area called Area S4.
I love how we got the break putting us hip to the Area 51 like we don't already know this shit.
This is the area it's located in. There is literally nothing around apart from thousands of miles.
We been on this, my
It's
brother.
not like some bloke's got his house out there. Look on Google Earth or photos online, this is what you'll see. A car park which has quite a lot of cars and vehicles in it. Someone did some research into this and it actually looked like army vehicles as well. You can see these two doors or holes basically into the mountain. And Bob claimed this is actually the entrance to the real Area 51 where he worked. Like I said, saying that he engineered and reverse engineered these spacecraft. Well, I don't know. What's going on here?
All right, everybody, that's been the video. Thank y'all for watching, and always remember the haters gonna hate and the real ones gonna prosper, so don't get too bogged down with that. All right, until next time, y'all.